Hi guys, so now we're doing the How Sexist Are You Actually quiz. Find out your score and put it on your Tinder profile. Right, oh look, lovely, there's Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is an absolute, I won't even say what he is, but he's from the UK, he's from England, and he's this tabloid journalist, and he's just, I don't like him at all. Find out what biases lurk deep inside you. More questions will appear as you go along, right? Who should the breadwinner of a family be? Should it be the man, the woman, whoever gets paid more, it doesn't matter, or the dog? I would assume whoever gets paid more. It doesn't really matter. Hope most people would answer that. Who should spend more time on the housework? Men, women, it should be shared responsibly, or nobody. We should live in squalor. I don't... Technically, it should be the person who spends more time in the house, so it depends what your personal family setup is. If you've got a setup where one of you goes out to work and one of you stays in, the one who stays in would probably do the majority of the housework, but, you know, it's up to that couple in general. It should be a shared responsibility. Have you ever described a girl as slutty? Yes, but only because she was so slutty in the past, but I feel bad about it now. I think it sometimes, but I never say it, or I would never. For me, it's in the past, but I feel bad about it now, because when I was younger, I had a lot of internalised misogyny, unfortunately. Without thinking, pick a boss. Right, I'm going for the woman on the right, just because my eyes caught her first. But, like, how does this prove how sexist you are? This is ridiculous. Like, this woman on the right, yes, she's a black woman, good for her. But, I mean... She could be like the most rubbish boss in the world. She could be running a failing company and treat her employees like rubbish. And this dude on the left, he might be a white male, but he might be running an amazing company and looking after his employees. This is a ridiculous question. Answer honestly. Have you judged a woman's intelligence because of the way she speaks? Maybe, but I didn't feel great about it all the time, to be honest. Or nope. Yeah, like in the past, I had a lot of stuff which I did which was not right. Why do you think there is a gender pay gap? Okay, there isn't one. Pay discrepancies exist because women choose lower paid work. There just aren't enough women qualified to be in senior positions at their companies, or they're not interested in higher management, or because women and the work they do are seen as less valuable. Now, I personally think it's because women and the work they do are seen as less valuable, but it is more complicated than that. It is true that I feel like a lot of it is down to job choice. So a lot of women will go into fields which are paid less than men. But I do think that that also ties in with the way society conditions us, that there are some jobs that are more suited to women and some jobs that are more suited to men. So I think that society does push men into those higher paying jobs, and women are sort of discouraged from it in a subtle societal way. So I'm going to go for because women in the work they do are seen as less valuable. However, it is much more complicated than that, to be honest. Without thinking, pick a doctor. Well, I know who I'm going to pick, but just because I'm bisexual, dudes. One of these doctors is gorgeous. Okay, why do you think there are so few women in politics? Because men are more naturally suited to leadership and politics, because women have babies in their 30s, because voters are sexist, women aren't supported in government and face so much harassment, or because they just don't want to be. Again, I think it's more complicated than any of this, to be honest. The issue's too deep for these answers. Men are not more naturally suited to leadership and politics, although I think society conditions men to be more assertive and to believe that they would be more suited to those roles. Because women have babies in their 30s. Like, I do think there's some merit in the argument that a lot of women will choose to have children and that could interfere with their political career, but that really shouldn't stop them from their political career. It's just the system we have right now, which kind of makes it difficult for them. Because voters are sexist. Women aren't supported in government and face so much harassment. I don't think the reason there are so few women in politics is because voters are sexist, necessarily. I do think the harassment issue is important, because I do think, I mean, for example, women online get so much shit, and I'm not just talking feminist women, all sorts of women. I follow quite a few female anti-social justice warrior people, and some of their comments are absolutely vile as well. Some people just don't like women talking. So I think the harassment issue is important. It's not because they just don't want to be. I think a lot of women would like to be in politics. Do women make good bosses? No, they have too much to prove, so they're just bossy. Yes, but not usually better than men, or yes, of course. But I don't know, it depends on the individual woman, doesn't it? Like, let's just generalise the whole gender, why don't we? Well, let's just go, yes, of course, I suppose. Without thinking, pick a nurse, okay? Well, I kind of like the dude in the middle because he's got a squad going on, and I like the look of the squad. Oh, I got a notification. New activity, lovely, on my YouTube channel. Well, just based on the fact that he's got a squad with him, I'm going in the middle. Look at that squad, they look like they're from a TV show. Can women be great mathematicians and scientists? No, otherwise we'd see more of their achievements in history. Depends, women's brains are better suited to linguistic and emotional intelligence. Or, yes, even if they have to plough through more bullshit to get there. I would say yes, even if they have to plough through more bullshit to get there, because, yes, there are fantastic female mathematicians and scientists. If you lost at sport to a woman, how would you feel? This is going to depend on what gender's doing this, isn't it? I think. I'm a woman myself. Annoyed. Oh, here we go. Annoyed, but I'm also a woman, so it wouldn't have anything to do with gender. Embarrassed. Annoyed because I'm not like other girls. I'm good at sports. Happy. Good for her. She's so sporty. Or livid, but only because I'm incredibly competitive. I'm bad at sport. I'm accustomed to losing at sports. Although weirdly at school, I was one of the shortest in my year group. I used to do very well at the high jump and the long jump, which was very weird considering how short I am. I must just be very springy. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for happy, good for her. She's so sporty. Without thinking, pick a professor. Well, the one in the middle looks grumpy as hell, so no thanks. And he looks like he's teaching maths, and I hate maths. I like the guy on the left. Look at his face. He looks like he's got some jokes on him. Can women be funny? They're generally less funny because they don't have to be funny to attain a mate. No, women are expected to be nice and quiet by society, which is very unfair, but leads to them being less funny. Or, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go with, yeah. Who should spend more time raising kids? Mothers, fathers, or whoever is able to. Obviously, whoever is able to, you know? Has anyone ever called you sexist? Mate, all the time. Yes, it happens all the time, like once or twice, never, or I have been accused of reverse sexism and it made me lol. I get accused of being sexist against men, so I suppose it's reverse sexism. I don't think I am sexist against men though, that's the thing, but I have been accused of it. Okay, do you think sexism still exists? Nope. It's just not as bad as it used to be, so I think people are exaggerating how bad it is now, or yup. Yup, I'd say. Oh, we're done. I am 7% sexist. Do you know what? We're all a little bit sexist. After all, it would be hard to grow up and exist in society as we know it and not come away with a smidge of bias, but better to know it's there so you can keep working on it. What a scientific quiz that was. Do you know what? Honestly, some of those questions bother me. They bother me on an intellectual level. Like, what is up with these picture ones? Honestly. Oh my god, it's embarrassing. I see what people mean now when they say that, you know, the BuzzFeed feminist quizzes are very cringy. Like, yes, they are. They are cringy. Anyway, 7% sexist. What percentage did you get, friends? Fellow feminists? Anti-feminists? What did you get? How sexist are you? Who's the most sexist person in our comment section? Okay, I love you loads. I'll see you really soon. Bye.